You're scrolling through your phone, and then you see someone, your age, maybe even younger. They've achieved something impressive, a better job, a better lifestyle, a better version of life. And suddenly, something changes. Nothing in your life actually got worse, but it feels like it did. Your progress feels smaller. Your results feel slower. Your life feels behind. So what just happened? Why do we compare ourselves to others? To understand this, we need to go back to something very basic. Humans have always compared themselves to others. In the past, this helped us survive. By observing others, we could learn what works, what doesn't, where we stand. It helped us improve, adapt, belong. Because being part of a group was important, and comparison was one way to understand your place in that group. But today, that system is still running in a completely different world. Now, instead of comparing yourself to a small group of people, you are comparing yourself to thousands, sometimes millions, and not to their real lives, but to carefully selected moments, highlights. On social media, people don't show everything. They show what looks good, what feels impressive, what gets attention, success, happiness, progress, but rarely doubt, failure, uncertainty. So, without realizing it, you start comparing your everyday reality to someone else's best moments. And that comparison is not fair, but your brain doesn't always see it that way. It just sees they are ahead, and that creates pressure, a feeling that you should be doing more, achieving more, becoming more. Sometimes that can be motivating, but often it does the opposite. It creates frustration, doubt, a quiet feeling that you're not doing enough, even when you actually are. There's another important part. When you compare yourself to someone else, you don't see the full picture. You don't see their struggles, their failures, their starting point. You only see the result, and you compare it to your process, which makes the gap feel even bigger. But here's something worth thinking about. If you changed places with that person and lived their exact life, would you really want everything that comes with it? The pressure, the expectations, the trade-offs, because every life has those, even if you don't see them. Of course, comparison is not always bad. It can help you grow. It can show you what's possible, but only if you use it carefully. Because unconscious comparison slowly turns into constant dissatisfaction, and that can take away something important, your ability to appreciate your own progress. So the next time you catch yourself comparing, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I seeing the full picture? And maybe even more importantly, compared to who I was before, am I moving forward? Because that is the only comparison that truly reflects your life.